Welcome, this is Pineleaf Needles for the third episode of Pineleaf Plays the Lore Master. Now I just hit level 3.
Dear, my poor old friend. A shadow has crept over him.
Now I think I really need to bring up the audio a little bit, since I don't know about you, but I really didn't hear anything he had to say there. So let's try voiceover, spicy ambient sound. This will be, let's do it that way for now. See what happens. Dear, my poor friend, a shadow has crept over him. The black rider that stabbed him is more fell than any creature you will meet in your travels. We have little time, and we must stretch what time we have by doing two things at once. Omdir needs medicine, Pinewolf, and quickly. Do you know of a plant called kingsfoil? It has great power to heal. You should ask Captain Brackenbook if he knows of any that grows in these parts. Offer him assistance as well if he does not take you far out of the way. We must begin to work on him, and perhaps he will look more kindly upon you after you do him a great deed. Alright, that's a reasonable idea. So I need to ask Captain Brook and earn his trust a little bit. Now you'll see that I tend to read the quest text here. And that way we know where we're going.
I don't like the look of those rangers one bit.
Yeah, I heard you don't like that ranger. Kingsfoil, eh? 'Tis a nice leafy plant that grows around Brown's Folly, a ruin south of here. Help yourself to as much as you'd like. We have no use for it. As for your offer for assistance, I will take you up on it. We are always in need of able hands, and you might as well earn your keep while you stay with us. My best man, Calder Cobb, is having trouble with wolves of late. Perhaps you could help him on your way to do the gardening job for the ranger. Gardening job for the ranger. Ooh, boy. Isn't he a nice, pleasant fellow? Actually, we don't need that open at the moment. Probably I should go over which of these. When I have a particularly short episode, which is likely for the first few ones, I'll go over my various plugins so you'll know which ones I use.
Well, if it isn't the rumor monger.
Yeah, I'm the rumor monger. I've heard all about you, Pinewolf. As you can see for yourself, there aren't no brigands causing problems. There aren't no brigands causing problems. Now, did he mean that emphatically or cancellingly? It's the wolves that threaten us lately. They seem to have gathered around Brown's Folly, especially about the top of the ruins. Brackenbrook sent you to assist me, and assist me you shall. I would like you to look into this wolf problem we are having. Yes, so I need to defeat some wolves around Brown's Folly, 4 of them in fact, and search Brown's Folly for the source of the wolves. And of course, while I'm around there, gather some kingsfoil. Now, I believe this is Brown's Folly that's ahead. Well, this is only a level 1 one, so you know what's going to happen to this guy. Yeah, that. Maybe I can find one with an extra level or two, so it could last more than one hit. There's some kingsfoil. I'm supposed to investigate the top, so we will head up. But I'll do my gardening task along the way. It's supposed to be a rather hardy plant if it actually grows on the stonework. I don't see any wolves around here. Oh, there's one. Alright, he survived the initial hit, but the dot killed him. Alright, that's it for that. Oh, here's a level 4 wolf. Now, he should last long enough for me to use this. What happens if I hit him with lightning afterwards? Well, that certainly hurt. Now that has a long cooldown of 45 seconds, so, and it costs morale to use it. So it's probably not an ideal one to be using in most cases. Now in the past it used to be set up in a different way. Lightning Strike used to be a much later one, and that you'd throw metal on top of them to set it up, but now it looks like Burning Embers is the setup for it. Now, oh, I guess I have to kill 4 wolves before. And see what Gust of Wind does. Of course, that's main thing is to spread it out to others. So that's probably not the best one to use when soloing. And this one has, and that has 2-second induction. He had 2-second induction for a lightning strike, while Wizard's Fire doesn't have one, and just gives, whilst your companion flanks the enemy, your morale. Okay, so the flanking bonus is still present. Now what does this do? Oh, okay. Cotter Cobb told you that you'd be paying a visit. Why would Cotter Cobb do that? Wait. Did I just get a flank from my bear? Wow. Well, first of all, that means flanks are already active. A second thing, the bear isn't exactly known for its high flank rate. No, I'm not going to kill any more wolves for extra experience or anything like this. Since I don't want to rush through this introduction. If you wanted to rush through it, then I'd be wearing the experience stone and all sorts of things like that in order to boost things as quickly as possible. But seeing how I'm doing the early episodes based on my leveling quickly...
Impossible! A weakling like you defeated the Wolf Master?
Yeah? He just doesn't like fire, apparently. How is it that you stand before me? A weakling like you defeated the War Master? Bah! I would kill you myself if that fool Dirk Mudbrick weren't watching. No matter. I do not fear exposure. Brackenbook will never believe you. He thinks I have served him loyally since I was but a lad. The old fool. Tell Brackenbrook whatever you like, but Archet will fall, and I'll make out with more gold than you can fathom. And you will die with the rest if you do not make yourself scarce before tonight. Alright, so there is going to be an attack tonight. And we are supposed to stop it. And yes, if you've ever been to the introduction before, you know how successful we are at that. Wait a minute. My bear's level 2. Let us Alright, now he's a level 3 bear. And now let's get to Strider.
Calder Cobb is a traitor. Danger has found you earlier than I predicted.
Danger has found you much earlier than I predicted. It sounds like Calder Cobb has it in for you before you even arrived. How did he know of you if he was at his post? And how did that Blackwood know you were coming? Thank you for the risk you took to deliver the King's Foil. I will think upon the riddles while I prepare salve for Amdir.
I cannot decide which is more dangerous right now. Calder Cobb's treachery or the ignorance of Captain Brackenbrook.
Yeah, they're an equal problem. If Calder Cobb is his best soldier, I know Brackenbrook would not believe that he tried to have you ambushed by a Blackwood. I did some asking around while you were gone, and there is a Blackwood brigand in the stocks across the lane from here. He is being held for highway robbery. You should question him about Calder Cobb. Yes, maybe I should. Oh, look! I guess this must be the brigand he's talking about.
Oi, you there! Let me go! Calder Cobb can vouch for me!
Calder Cobb can vouch for you. Alright. Really? Let me go! I'm a friend of Calder Cobb's, and I'm innocent at that! You knows he had to add that too. This idiot jailer won't heed me! I wonder why. Otto quiets down, and you tell him you know Calder Cobb's treachery. So you think you know the plan, eh? Don't be smug. It's too late. By now the gears of war be turning down the south, and quick. Soon I'll be free, and you'll be the one in shackles. Or worse.
Greetings.
Jailer Ned Pruner. Must be related to Peg in some way. It's good to make your acquaintance, Pinewolf. I noticed you were questioning Otto. Does that mean that his mutterings had been truthful? Yes, I do believe that you have come to Archet to tell... Yes, I do believe what you have come to Archet to tell. It is unprecedented, but all signs are showing that the Blackwolves mean to attack us. How is it that they have the means? If Brackenbrook does not believe you, you tell him that I do, for what it's worth. Yeah, let's see what it's worth. Probably not much if we're dealing with Brackenbrook. Yeah, no, he's going to complain about having a bear follow me, right?
How can you say this? Calder Cobb has been loyal to me since he was a boy.
That is a serious charge, Pinewolf. Calder Cobb has been loyal to me and this town since he was a boy. But I'll give you these shoes.
I suppose it would be wise to investigate your claim.
Well, we will handle that next time to see what happens afterwards. And see where he sends me. But we do get a bit of a quest reward here. So might as well... well, this answers the question about the skill for when I hit level 4. I got Light of Hope. Now, let's see. Well, for now, I'll put the bear here, Light of Hope next to the bear. I'm going to arrange these in a more logical way later, but right now I have so few skills that putting things out, spreading them out doesn't make sense. But I have places where I like to put the companion summoning skills down here. But putting them way down there at this time I think would be just too much. But what I have here is, first off, this is Titan Bar. And Titan Bar just shows me my current status with various things. Now this time is from a item called Seed Time. Titan bar does have a built-in clock, but it only goes down to the minute. So since I liked having the seconds, I replaced the Titan bar clock with C times. It's actually separate there, but I just placed it over the same location. That just says I'm a Lore Master level 4, I know, and gives me my various stats. Alright, those are factions I'm following, since I don't have any factions yet. When I'm out in the real world, I can start putting a faction into there. This is how many marks, medallions, and seals I've got. And these were all earned by my other character, my ward on this server. Here I could track items. Now traditionally I'd been keeping traveling rations in there, but now since traveling rations are no longer necessary, I'm not sure what I'll be putting in there at the moment. And this keeps track of what's in my backpack. A bit redundant considering that I have this here for my backpack, but I could, oh no, not this, but I could show what's in my backpack for my other characters also. That's where this comes in handy. And this is for my vault. Ooh. Why do I have anything in my vault? Oh, okay. I think I had another character by this name that I had temporarily. So this stuff is just a complete lie. But that does note on there that looks like gray was my color for that one. Actually, with my name Pinewolf, gray sounds like a more logical color than black anyway. And it certainly fits what I'm wearing right now. So, never mind about black being my color there. That's the color for my Lore Master on my other server. But for this Lore Master, I will be using gray as my signature color. Since that is a color I don't think I'm using for anyone else at the moment. Now, I will probably keep a black raven or something like that. But if I find something that's gray, so it's a gray to black range, but I'll probably tend towards more to the gray. So it's interesting I brought that up and had a old character show stuff in there. And here's my shared vault, which I used to keep my food from my ward in there since no one else was on the server. But now that I have a character on the server, I may have to be more careful on how I use it. And this is my money, which is just 5 silver and 62 copper since I'm in the intro. The other plugin I use pretty heavily is Huge Bag. Huge Bag, all it does is it takes all of your bags and puts them into one big one, so you don't have to worry about sorting out your various bags. If you do want to sort what's in your bag, you just hit sort and it sorts everything in a nice order. This is already sorted here. So it puts similar things all nice and together. And I find this to be a very useful program to use, and you'll see that I'll often have it open when I'm running around. The final one is buff bars. And in here I keep my various buffs that I have on my character. Now I had set up my quick slots just a few minutes ago, but I found out I had run out of disk space just before I started talking about Huge Bag, so therefore I didn't have a chance to demonstrate this. But all I do is I just take the item I want in here, put in here, and hit accept. And this is called the quick slots area. So if I run low on power or morale, then it will pop up the appropriate one. And they also have a version for various effects, disease, fear, wound, poison, so that you can put your potions into there. That way it will pop up to tell you that you could use a potion or some other effect at this time. So even if I don't wind up using a potion in response for it. If I want to do something else, it tells me that there's something up, and perhaps I would want to use my skill to cure wounds instead. Now, I may consider putting the cure wounds skill in there in place of the pot if I want to. I just have to decide what to drag into it. But you can drag a skill in there if you want, and you could create additional items if you want. So I can add one, tell it what triggers it. Oh, okay, so curable disease, curable fear, curable fear, or a custom, or you can set up a custom one. So you can trigger it based on effect or by level. I guess levels things like the effect is having a wound effect, or level could be the level of, I guess, your morale level or something like that is what that's talking about. So these are various things that can trigger it. So if you have a corruption on you, then you may want to know about that. And then you can tell whether it's when it's present or not present, and whether or not, or only say when it's curable. That's useful if you, that's what the most basic ones you have. So if you have a wound that's curable, you can tell it you want that, and then you put the effect in there. I generally don't use the custom ones, but they're there if you like to have them. And now in the effects window, that's the items for that. And then there's also this thing called sliders, but I never liked the sliders, so I always have that turned off. And that concludes today for level 3. So next time, we will go through my adventures as level 4. Until then, this is Pineleaf Needles. Good day.